Hello, hello, hello. What's happening, everybody? How you doing? Today is Monday. It's May 19th, 2025. Happy solar return. Happy Earth Day to the one and only Malcolm X. Oh my gosh, such a mentor, silent mentor of mine, and I'm sure to a lot of you that are out there. I remember buying his book, y'all, at Catholic high school that I went to called Sacred Heart High School, and we had a book fair once, and they had all of these books in this bend, and they said that we can get any book that we want for 10 cents. What was on the bottom of one of those bins? The autobiography of Malcolm X. They had no idea what they was doing to this little black brown girl in Yonkers. Changed my life completely for a dime. So happy Earth Day to Malcolm X, and happy Earth Day, solar returns to all the wonderful bulls out there. It's Taurus season, bam, 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 like in full bloom. But it's about to switch over, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. What's happening, everybody, as y'all flowing on in? I am still high. I'm so high. I'm so high. Exhausted, but incredibly high off of this past weekend. As many of you may know, my son Kamau graduated from Morgan State University with a 3.4 grade point average. He is on his way into the world, and I just can't be more excited for him. Like, I honestly don't have the words. And I want to say thank you for all of you who represent this village of sorts, and sending good love and good information and good energy my way, and even donating to Kamau, donating to myself monetarily. It never ever goes without appreciation. And I remember people. I'm really weird like that. I won't remember your name, but I remember your sign, and I remember good deeds that people do, because my heart always wants to reflect with the good of anybody and everybody else. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so incredibly. I am so grateful to be able to share that time with him and celebrate him, and to celebrate my family for pushing him through and making him the awesome adult that he is. I can't tell you how dope my son is. And to be honest with you, I was telling somebody this weekend, if I didn't know him, I'd be like, who's your parents? Like, young man, you're a good dude. Like, he's just a good dude. So if you're wondering, like, who am I donating to and who am I sending these good vibes to, know that it's not falling flat, and know that this young man is taking that energy and he's going to fly with it. Trust me when I tell you, he's one of the good ones. And I'm just so happy to be his mama. I'm just happy he chose me. You know what I'm saying? What's up to everybody that's coming in? What's up, April? What's up, Annetta? Annetta is in here. Spiritual gangster. What's happening with that smoke? You blowing smoke? You want some of this smoke? You want some of this on you, girl? There you go. Clean your way. What's going on to Nia over here on YouTube? I'm so glad that you are here. The chatter is in the place. Polish my pearl. What up, Mary? What's going on, Kim? And Rabbi Rob is here. Cicely, where you been? I ain't seen your name in a month of Sundays, girl. Everything good in Texas? Tracy Jackson, what's happening? I'm so glad that y'all are here. Thank you for stopping on through and sharing this information. If and when you do. Listen, on YouTube, you can go over and hit that like button once we're done, or if you want to get it out of the way because you know your girl's about to drop some gems anyway, because that's what spirit do through us. That's what spirit do. Then go on ahead and hit that like button so the algorithm knows I'm doing my job. What up, Royal? I see you sneaking on in here. What's happening? By the way, do y'all like my little mug? My niece gave it to me for Mother's Day, per her mother, through her mother, my sister, Jalila. What's up, Jalila? Isn't this cute? I am that Cancer. I will hold on to all the pictures, the artwork, the mugs. I am that mother kind of mother, auntie kind of feeling. So I'm grateful for this. I'm going to rock this a couple more times. So get used to it. And I'm still figuring out what it is, but you know, We'll make a story up as we go along. Again, happy y'all here. Happy y'all here. Listen, this video is I think appropriately titled Personal Revolution. It's about to go down. I hope y'all feeling it and I hope y'all know, but it's really, really, thank you, Saskia. I appreciate that. Hi, Felicia. Um, it's about to go down. I hope you're feeling that in your bones, but I'm going to explain to you astrologically what that means in a minute after these last few announcements, because you know I got to give them. If you are in LA around June 1st, around July 6th, around August 10th, please catch your girl on stage. You know, I live on stage. I love doing this thing here and I love sharing information. And I got Leo all in me, although I'm a Cancer, so I don't mind being put on blast and having the sunlight on me. But when I'm on stage, it's a whole nother cosmic event. So I'd love for you to experience that with Fanny Franklin on June 1st and Cody Chestnut. If you don't know about him, he was down with the Roots crew back in the day. And he's a really, really good friend of mine. That collaboration and show is going to happen on July 6th, the day before my birthday. So you know we're going to have a good time. And then August 10th, I don't know who I'm playing with yet, but it should be fun. And I encourage you, especially for the June 1st and July 6th shows, get your tickets now. Honestly, it's only $12.43 on this little dice.org.com thingy or whatever. Just go to my link here down below on YouTube, click the link and buy the tickets. Buy a few for you and your friends before it sells out, because the place is not that big. You can do that for the 1st and you can do that for the 6th, July 6th with Cody Chestnut. All right, make it worth everybody's while, y'all. And the biggest thing about it, I'm gonna leave y'all with this, and I'm sure I said it before, but the thing about it is, if anybody has ever come to my retreats, any of my workshops, any of my parties, I didn't have like really, really big parties, but little gatherings or so, I just know some cool ass people, y'all. And I mean, there's certain things that you know about yourself that you go, yeah, that's kind of me. I just know that I really attract some really, really cool ass folks. And at the very least, coming to the Del Monte on June 1st, July 6th, August 10th, you will be among some of the coolest people you will ever meet. Trust me. Black, white, gay, straight, short, fat, skinny, tall, it don't matter. I love them all. And they all come out and support. And it's always like a hodgepodge of some real, genuine love. So get some of that on you, all right? And have a conversation with a stranger you didn't know that you was going to fall in love with that night. It's going to be a good ass time. And buy a drink and tip your bartenders. All right, let's go. How y'all feeling? How you feel out there? What's it? Thank you, Royal. Kamau had a awesome time. He was beaming the whole time. He was beaming. He just loves his family. He's just like, I don't care what y'all do, how much y'all give me, what y'all gonna do when y'all get there. Can y'all just come? Kamau just loves, he is in love with his family. So thank you for congratulating him. And I'm so glad that we can represent in that way. And his virtual cyber family hooking up and sending him good love. He feels it. He's a Pisces, you know, he gets it. He gets it. Trust and believe. Okay, let's get on in this thing. Let's get on in this thing real quick and talk about this week today. And it's going to be nice and brief, y'all. So please, if you have any questions, utilize me, because as I was taking notes earlier today, I was like, there's not too much to talk about this week, but that's okay because I'm exhausted. And I'm just gonna take, and I'm just gonna take my time in this thing, be writing this thing. I'm just gonna, do that thing. So, but I would like to have a little bit of time to answer any questions that you may have. Please don't make them personal, like low key trying to get a reading kind of questions. I don't do shit like that. That's solicitation and that's weird. Don't do that. Don't be weird, y'all. If you have general questions or anything, except specifically on you, then I'd love to answer those questions for you. Okay, get them ready because we're gonna have time for that. And also we'll pull a card or two depending on how many want to fly out. Today is Monday. Again, Malcolm X's Earth Day, and the moon is in Aquarius. If you don't know, we talk about the moon being in a particular sign every day of the week when I come on and do this thing. What up, little John Roberts? How you doing, cutie pie? We talk about where the moon is because the moon governs our emotions and our reactions and our expressions. And again, this is worth repeating. If we don't know where the vibration is in regards to our expressions, and this is for everybody, y'all. I don't care what sign you are. I don't care what your moon sign is. And I'm not being rude when I say that. This is a transit reading. So when I talk about our readings, you and I together, we're talking about the general feel, but this is where it gets important because who you are in your chart is going to respond to where the moon is going to respond to where Saturn is. So you got to know yourself in this. I loved astrology. I love teaching astrology because I teach you in a way in which you can figure it out for yourself. If you hear me enough times, you'll figure it out. But I want you to learn and grow within yourself and utilize this cosmic force that we have called Western astrology. All right? It's just a tool. In any case, the moon in Aquarius makes us all, in general, GP, like really detached. Is anybody feeling that? Like, is your emotional nature today less sticky, less possessive, less involved in for the lack of a better way of saying, in everybody's business? Because if that's the case, that's attributed to the moon being in Aquarius, because the moon in Aquarius allows all of us to feel some sense of detachment, which is awesome when it's necessary, right? We have to kind of maneuver that around when it comes to personal relationships and things of that nature. But when it comes to general GP, you kind of want to mind your business. You kind of want to keep your emotions to yourself. I think that adds to and is the road to emotional intelligence and emotional maturity. Being chilled, yes, sexy override. And not feeling like you want to be in public. No, John, that's right. Because not being in public is a sense of detachment. Like, let me again, mind my business. Let me be over here. Let me observe. When the moon is in Aquarius, we are always in the observing kind of space, trying to figure out how to maneuver, how to walk, how to respond, how to express, how to emote, so we don't get caught up in the rigmarole. The rigmarole. I'm just saying. But understand this, though. This is layers adding on to it, me teaching you in the very simple way that I can. That moon in Aquarius, let's just stay with that one situation of us being detached, because moon in Aquarius is a lot of things, right? It's us being rebellious, us being independent, us being detached emotionally, us feeling like a little rebellious and want to push back as well. So bust this, when it squares up against another entity, another planet, then the underbelly part of it comes out, the underbelly part of the emotions. So the moon is squaring up against Mercury today. I'll ask you, have you come up against anybody today, like John just said, where I don't want to talk to them because Mercury is about communication. Mercury is about information. Mercury is about how we think and how we plan. So if our expression of Aquarius is conversely, it's a square going up against Mercury, it's like we can use that moon in Aquarius and its expression in a rebellious way because we don't like what someone else says. We don't like what an email says. So all of a sudden we get rebellious. We become uber fucking independent. I don't need them. Or stubborn as hell. Have you been feeling that? Let's be honest. I'm that type of person, y'all. I don't like living on the superficial. And I can't stand small talk. I have like a meter, 5 minutes of small talk, and then I'm going deep. Because small talk is a waste of time for me. So I don't do that here. So the thing is that today, have you felt that? Have you already felt a little stubborn and a little pushback because somebody said something, because somebody planned something the wrong way for you, because somebody told you this is what you gonna do, this is how I planned it, this is how we set it up? Do you feel some kind of pushback happening? You understand? Just let me know. This is today, because the moon moves really fast. Sexy Override said the BS meter. Absolutely. Has your BS meter, your bullshit meter been on like, I can see the bullshit over there. I'm not messing with them. I'm not fucking with them. I'm gonna stay here and keep myself quiet and mind my business. That's all the moon in Aquarius squaring that Mercury in Taurus. Okay, pay attention to that. And also, I put here too, watch what you're not saying. Now, let me break that down real quick. I'm starting to sweat. I'm starting to sweat. Let me break that down. Aquarius energy also is a very non confrontational energy. And it's really weird in a way because Aquarius energy is so rebellious, so independent, so my prerogative, Bobby Brown. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do kind of thing, that it doesn't end, not that, but it end in addition to its being in its in there in its independence. It doesn't want nobody to question its independence. So because it is non-confrontational. Follow me, y'all. So the bottom line is sometimes we can get into a confrontation by not saying a thing. I had to put that out. Think about that today. Is it something that you need to say that's becoming worse? A situation is becoming worse because you're not saying it. I said that all backwards, but you know what I'm saying. Is a situation becoming worse because you're not saying a thing, because you're not confronting a situation, because you're not putting yourself or another person on blast? And you can do that in a pretty good way. Like when I say good, I mean you can do it in a responsible way, in a nice way, you know. but there comes a time where we have to confront a situation with our words. Today would be the day in which it's hard to do because you don't want to have a fight and you don't want to go up against information and you don't want to prove them wrong or right or yourself wrong or right. So you think, I'm just going to lamp back and not say a thing. Okay. Okay. We get that. Understand that. But you have to make a plan and a notation to say something soon. All right. Or else that can mount. Does that make sense? Hi, Kimberly Offer coming on in. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes, yes, y'all. To the beach, y'all. That's something to remember today. So again, if somebody presents something to you and you know it's a hardcore thing to address, write it in your journal, write it down, say to them, I'd like to talk to you about this subject matter in about a day or two. I'm a little busy right now. You don't have to be busy. You could be lying as fuck, but that means you don't have the propensity to really talk. And I understand that. But you can say, in another day or two, can we have a conversation? Because you're going to have to address it. You may not feel like addressing it now. Does that make sense? Thank you, John. I appreciate you being here. Y'all good with that? Confirmation, deliver it kindly today. Deliver it kindly, people. Tomorrow, the moon will go into Pisces, so it's a whole nother vibration, right? The expression, the moon, the mood, the energy, the emotional energy becomes more passive aggressive. Pisces. It's on my throat. My words. Pisces is very passive aggressive. And for some people, it's an irritant. For some people, they can rock with it. Like Leos can't stand it. Scorpios can't stand it at times. But that passive aggression, as we all know, I don't have to explain it and spell it out, right? Is going around a thing, up and down a mountain to try to get to a point. And you're looking at them like, what the fuck? Would you get to the point already? That's the moon in Pisces. And I need to say that. It's also compassionate. It's also intuitive. It's also highly spiritual. So you can feel all these things tomorrow and the next day when the moon is in Pisces. But I want to tell y'all about the underbelly, the not so good thing about that moon in Pisces, because it's squaring up against the sun tomorrow. So again, whenever the moon squares against something, it wants to bring out, that underbelly shit. It wants to bring out the negative about that moon. So tomorrow, be careful about being passive aggressive about people's shine or about your shine. It's passive aggression comes out sometimes as some low key jealousy too, some low key regression too. You don't want to deal with a thing. You want to go backwards because you don't want to handle it because you don't want to shine. And I'm saying the word shine, aka the sun. The sun is about shining, illumination, and about ego, about your core self. So if the moon is squaring up against the sun tomorrow, superficial outlooks are not going to last too long. You're going to have to go deep. You're going to have to go deep. You're going to have to go deep tomorrow. But it may be a little tricky and you might get some passive aggressive hits that may get on your nerves. Okay. I just want to prompt you on that. But also tomorrow, the sun is going into Gemini. For all the Geminis that are out there, 2:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the sun will actually be in Gemini. Now, I want y'all to do yourself a favor. For any of those who are really into astrology and just want to test out the energy, around about 3 o'clock on the east side of life tomorrow, 12 o'clock p.m. on the Pacific side, test your own energy flow and see if you feel the difference between the sun going out of calm, cool, collected, determined, deliberate Taurus into wild, willy-nilly Gemini. Like all of a sudden you start talking fast. All of a sudden, excuse me, y'all. All of a sudden you start talking fast. All of a sudden you start talking and you want to go out, John, because that sun in Gemini and your sun in Aquarius, I remember you, I mean, not Aquarius, Aries. I remember you were Aries, sir, will match up. So all of a sudden when the sun goes into Gemini, it resonates with Aries people. It resonates with Aquarius people. It resonates with certain type of people and you can feel the shift. Also, it doesn't resonate with people like Pisces and people like Virgos because it's a negative twist. Why? Because that's a square. I'm going too far into it, but I want you to pay attention and utilize astrology in the way that you can be observant to the energies. It's just not about my cute ass coming on here telling you what the week is about. Again, utilize it for yourself. So when it happens another time, you can go, yeah, I know how to rock this energy because the moon is in such and such, or the sun just jumped into this sign, you dig? The sun in Pisces, the sun in Gemini. I happen to love Gemini people and I happen to know Gemini people. And what I mean by that is that you got to have some boundaries and you got to know when that motherfucker's about to flip. My mother and I was just talking about Geminis. We love them because we have such good times. Like you can have a really good time with Geminis and Sagittarius, by the way. But Geminis are a good time. Why? Because Geminis don't mind pivoting. They don't mind changing their mind. Oh, you want to go to the museum? Oh, we not? We gonna go to the club? Okay, let's go. Oh, you want to go to the beach? All right, let's go. Wherever they go. Whatever they do, they're going to have a good ass time. They're going to come with a lot of things to talk about, some intellect in tow, be smart about a thing. Gemini energy is so light and airy and superficial, and not the negative connotation of superficial. It's just the surface of things. They love small talk. They love small talk. And you can get far with small talk because, when you small talk, you're not, influencing people. You're not being a bully about things. You allowing people to be who they are. That's what Geminis do. That's what Gemini energy does. Like, I'm so superficial and so light with this thing. I don't give a fuck what you do. You could be yourself because I'm going to be myself until I switch. And then that other twin comes out, that other side in which I'm like, oh, here they come. I'm out. I'm about to go because I'm a Cancer. And I'm not letting you hurt my feelings, that twin of a Gemini on the other side, because I always say this, Gemini is one of the 12 signs. There's a couple of them, but definitely in the top 2 or 3 that don't really give a fuck. Did you hear what I said? Like on some real shit, like don't give a fuck. Like won't think twice about saying something harsh, saying something that they believe is true, saying something out the side of their neck. They don't even care. They really don't care because they're going to get theirs off and then they're going to be the next nice twin in about 5 minutes and you're going to forgive them. That's Geminis for you. But you got to love to rock with it because I tell you this much. If Geminis are good for a lot of things, but one of the really good things is that they do like to have fun, but they also come with the right information. They also have a wealth of information. I tease my big sister Naila all the time. I'm like, God damn, your brain is big. Damn, how you hold all of that shit in your head. We're talking about Gemini folks because tomorrow we're about to step into Gemini season. So again, as I describe this season, I'm also alerting you, depending on who you are. Can you rock with that? or can you not? How do you adjust yourself in this season? Because the season ain't going to change for you, boo-boo. That's ego. The season ain't going to change for you. We talk about astrology and we talk about the flow of what's happening cosmically and all the spiritual things so you can find your own lane and move in it, because it's not about you. It's not about you. It's about how do we manipulate and maneuver through the seasons, through the energy, through the waves that's happening, you dig? So if you can't rock with that Gemini energy, you might want to go to bed. You might want to do something different. I'm just saying. Geminis are dope for that. They come with the information. They rock with you. They are very loyal until they're not. And a lot of people say, and y'all have heard me say this before, and it's the last thing I'm going to say about Geminis, about them being two-faced. I really want y'all to stop that rumor. I really want y'all to do that. And again, a lot of people that follow me and listen to me on the daily, I thank you and I love you. On a weekly basis. Thank you again. But y'all have heard me say that it's such a lie, in a sense that I don't like when people put negative connotations on different signs, because there's reasons for people being who they are. Geminis switch. Geminis seemingly are two-faced because they have different perspectives. Hey, how you doing, Sonja? They have so many different avenues and compartments and lenses in which they can see through a thing that to the layman and to the outside, it looks like they're not loyal. Not unless they take it that way, not unless they go to the dark side with it and they just say, fuck it. And they are two-faced in their own way. But it originally starts from the perspective of them being able to see all the sides. They can see why a person kills a person. They can see why the person is a victim. They can see why the person watched the person get killed. They can see why the popo is taking so long to get there. They can see why the ambulance came before the popo. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's not like they're justifying anybody's movements. They literally have a way of seeing all the sides while they don't care, sweetie. Does that make sense, though? I want y'all to really change that and debunk that narrative about Gemini energy. That's a gift. That's an absolute gift to have somebody, in my opinion, on your side that can help us to all see the different perspectives, because different perspectives helped us to be compassionate, helps us to understand people, helps us to accept and allow people to be who they are, because it's not just about our lens and how we see a thing. There's many ways to see a thing. Y'all get that, right? Yes, yes, y'all. To the beach, y'all. Also tomorrow, that sun, before it goes into Gemini, though, y'all, the sun in Taurus will sextile Saturn. I want y'all to keep in mind, I'm sure one or two or three of y'all need to finish something, need to round out something, need to complete something. So before we get to the wiry, multifaceted Gemini energy, there's something to complete. At least put the plan to it. That's a good way to utilize this last little bit of Taurus energy. Does that make sense to everybody? There's one or two things that we have to do, or one or two things that's on that list that we've been dragging our ass about, all right? Through Taurus season, that's for sure, because Taurus energy drags its ass. That's just their magic, you dig? They take their time doing things. But when it's put up against Saturn, the disciplinarian planet, the planet that brings up the boundaries, the planet that fosters hard work, we might want to finish a thing before we get into Gemini energy, because Gemini energy is going to have us go boop, and go have us go in 5 different ways. And then you possibly maybe won't have the plan to finish that thing you've been procrastinating on for a couple of months, a couple of weeks, a couple of years. Make sense, everybody? All right, I'm just saying. Moving on to Wednesday, the moon will still be in Pisces. Hold on, let me take a sip out of my really cute mug. JoJo gave it to me. I fell in love with my niece this weekend, y'all. You talking about a seer. Ooh, yeah. I'm not going to go on a tangent, but that little girl was seeing everybody in the room. And I was like, ooh, she telling it like it is at 6 years old. My ex-husband said, how old are you? And she said, 6. And he said, when will you be 12? She said, in 6 more years. Like, fool? What you asking me, trying to confuse me for? Move along. I answered your question. Move along. Not to diss him, but it was so dope to see her so snapped in. And anyway, that's a whole nother story. Wednesday. I just wanted to stop. Wednesday and be proud. Wednesday of this mug. Wednesday, the moon in Pisces, maybe will have us emoting a little bit, releasing a little bit. You know, the moon in Pisces always brings the waterworks in some way. Yes, brings the waterworks, but has us go to be introspective, you know, to be a little bit more intuitive about things. So keep your eyes open. Keep that third one open when the moon is in Pisces for sure, so you can intuit some things as I segue into this. Thank you, Spirit. I appreciate that. The moon in Pisces on Wednesday will sextile. Sextile is harmony. That's a good aspect as opposed to squaring is not so good. It's challenging, right? Sextiles are harmony. The moon will sextile Mercury on Wednesday. So if that watery moon in Pisces is allowing us to open our third eye, allowing us to be more compassionate and more of an unconditional lover, it's helping us to do what? Communicate. Mercury is helping us to hear different. Mercury, squirrel, but not so much. This is a quick little download. Listen to people. Maybe Wednesday is a day, and I know I've went on my fucking soapbox about this concept, but Wednesday is a day in which you can practice how to listen to people for the words, between the words, please and very please. That is the gem of communication. We may be on to the next thing in our head. We may be saying, yeah, what am I going to eat for dinner? We may be cursing the person out in our mind. But listen, with the moon in Pisces, sextile and Mercury, it's like, listen through the veil. Hi, Dad. How you doing? Listen through the veil of what people are saying or what they have a hard time saying. And then you can get clear on their communication. You can really understand where they're coming from. Because oftentimes people don't have the balls to be extra honest. Some people like Aries and Sagittarius and our lovable Geminis can get to that point. But some people have a hard time being extra sharp in their communication. Okay. So if we're able to hear the words through the words and hear what they're not saying and can intuit it, it makes better for a conversation. Don't you agree? Like for real, that's a real question. Don't you agree that as long as we can be compassionate with a person, that we can kind of get a whiff of an understanding of where they're coming from, we'll be a little bit more, understanding. We'll be a little bit more apt to communicate with them and not feel so attacked, not get on the defense, not let your ego get caught in a panties in a bunch and shit. And are they attacking me? Sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's about what people can't say because they don't really have the words to say it. Especially, by the way, squirrel, if your Saturn is in your third house. This is for people who know their chart. If your Saturn is in your third house, you have a very difficult time communicating. Check out your chart on alabe.com, alabe.com, and see where Saturn is, what house it's in. If you are that person, you're wondering, like, why do I say things and people don't hear me? That could be one of the reasons why. Anyway, Wednesday's a good day to practice that thing, to just listen. Listen and be compassionate about the things that you hear. On Thursday, the moon goes into Aries. Here we go, 12:26 p.m. Now, the reason why I said here we go, because there's a lot of things happening on that day, Friday and Saturday, by the way. So just give me a little time and be patient with me because I'm going to run these aspects down, and then you can either research them on your own. I'm going to give you a little bit about what each of them are all about. But the reason why I said here we go is because whenever the moon is in alignment with where the sun is, it's a heightened kind of energy. So if the moon is in Aries, like I was saying to John earlier, the moon is in Aries and the sun is in Gemini on Thursday. You got to kind of get out the way. That's information. That's the moon, the expressions. The moon is in Aries. So that's the expressions in I need to do something. I need to be independent. When the moon is in Aries, move, get out the way. A lot of risk taking, a lot of independence happening on Thursday. So what you're doing on Thursday that may need your vibrato? That's a really good question. Again, this is how we can kind of plan our movements. This is how we can kind of at least observe the energy that's around us, because people are going to be heightened. heightened with that moon in Aries, to move, to be a ram with the thing, to push people and things out of the way from an emotional standpoint, which can get a little gnarly at times. Okay. So the bottom line is that moon in Aries, it wants to pin up against Pluto that day. I'm going to skip around on this day just to let y'all know. But the moon in Aries is sextile in Pluto in Aquarius going backwards. So regain your power that day. In some type of way, regain your power, plant your feet, know that you being an independent source, you feeling like you have courage, you feeling like you need to take a risk, is also asking you to revisit what you've done over the years. It's also because Pluto is going backwards. So it's asking you to revisit your power stance. So even though you want to be fast and move through a thing, even though you want to be heightened and say, I can do this, I'm a risk taker, how is that going to play out for you and how you're changing your life? Please. Hey, life form storms. Life storms are form. You dig that? Pay attention to that on Thursday. That's a really good observation. All right. The moon, again, will sextile the sun. Moon and in Aries getting together with Gemini for sure. So what I say, shine in you. Don't look confused on this day. Just be in your shine. Know what you want to do, but get the information, because Gemini will pop in and drop in the information to allow you to know how to move, to govern and instruct you on how to be a risk taker, to be independent on that day. Get the information first. You can't pop shit if you don't know what you're talking about. That's the point. Okay. So on Thursday, you find yourself in your vibrato getting all hot and loud, and you want to say a thing and push people out, but make sure you know what you're talking about. That's my little advice for you that day. But I want to go backwards because I kind of jumped all over this day. Before the moon goes into Aries that day, it will be in Pisces, and it's going to sit right with Saturn, meaning it's going to conjunct Saturn. The moon in Pisces will conjunct Saturn in Pisces, and the moon in that's Aries. Yeah, it will. Well, the moon in Pisces will conjunct Saturn. So that means on Thursday, I'm having a deja vu right now. That's weird as hell. The moon in Pisces will conjunct Saturn. So that means on Thursday, there's a way in which you can get your work done that will assist you. Ooh, it's still going on, y'all. This is weird. Don't you hate long deja vus? I'm like, well, so where are we going to go next? I'm like, if it's a deja vu, y'all tell me what to say, because now I'm stopped in the middle of the street. Ooh, okay. That moon in Pisces conjuncting Saturn in Pisces allows us to intuit the hard work that needs to be done. Thank you, Spirit. That's all I wanted to say. Thursday is a day for that. Check to see if you are emotionally satisfied due to your disciplines, or do you defer it to another. That's another point. Okay, so 2 points. The first one I was alluding to is make sure if there's some work that you need to get done on Thursday, that you not only do it in an aggressive way, because aggression is not always the answer of getting things done. Let me say that again. Aggression is not always the answer to getting things done. Sometimes in order to get things done, we have to wait. Sometimes in order to get things done, we have to defer to another in a responsible way, meaning delegate to another. Sometimes in order to get things done, we have to know what we can and cannot do. Sometimes it's not up for us to do the thing. It's not up for us to work hard. That's something to question yourself on Thursday, because that moon and that Saturn will be right next to each other. So it's a little confusing as to if I need to work hard or not, if I need to push or no. Do I wait, or do I call them again and again and again and blow them up? There's a nice little dance that's happening that day. But just what I wrote too, if you want to get emotionally satisfied through your hard work, through your fears of Saturn, if you want to be emotionally satisfied, there are some things that you're going to have to accept for you. Oftentimes, Pisces energy will react in passive aggression because they don't want to be the bad guy or the bad chick. So I'm going to blame and put shame and point fingers at everyone and everybody else, because it can't be sweet oh me. That's that Pisces energy. And yes, that's Pisces people too. But we're going to feel that Pisces energy when it comes specifically to working hard at something on Thursday, or to face our fears on Thursday. As you're facing your fears Thursday, don't put it on your mother. Oh, my mother didn't give me the proper tools. Don't put it on your boss because your boss didn't tell you where the address was. There's way too much technology for you to figure out where a particular address is. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Do y'all agree, or not agree because y'all don't know if it's coming yet, but do you understand where I'm at? Because a lot of y'all are a little quiet, and I know when y'all quiet, oftentimes you're just either sucking it in or writing down notes, but y'all get what I'm saying, right? Thursday is that day where you might have to eat it, boo-boo. You just might have to eat it in order to go to the next level of understanding, of hard work, of discipline, of inserting your boundaries. You're going to have to say, my bad. That was on me. Yeah. I was a little passive aggressive about that. I didn't say that completely. I didn't say that fully. I didn't tell them no. I said maybe. You understand what I'm saying? So check yourself on Thursday for that. And also with the sun being in Gemini, it wants to sextile Neptune on Thursday. That's a very, 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 very imaginative day. It's a very imaginative day, Thursday. So if you're an artist or you love art and you love music, like get down on that thing. That's a day of music for sure. If you want to get into the studio, if you want to create, if you want to write, if you want to bake some cookies, if you, again, you just want to create things out of and be innovative, whatever's coming through your mind, that's the day to put the plan down. Imagination heightens artistic endeavors and celebrate it. Many times people believe and will say, oh, well, I can't be creative because it's a waste of time, or I can be doing something else that's productive. Creation, imagination is very productive, people. Please convince yourself of that now. If you're one of the practical, logical people that says, I just want to do my check off my to-do list. I understand you got a lot of shit to do, but in order to free your mind, you got to go to that imaginative space at times, you dig? In order to free your mind, you can't stay on what it is you need to do every second of the day. You need a break, cousin. Give yourself a break on Thursday and allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to float off. If not for 5 minutes, for an hour, it don't matter. Ain't nobody judging you for it. Don't nobody care. And so don't judge yourself. Be good to yourself and allow yourself to be fat and lazy on the couch for a little while and watch the ending of Handmaid's Tale. Squirrel, anybody been watching Handmaid's Tale while I sip my tea? Al? Anybody. And did anybody see Forever on Netflix? That's a good thing to do on Thursday. Go to your imagination. Forever. Oh my God, my little high school self came out. My little high school self came out with that series on Netflix. It's so endearing, so beautiful, so well cast, so well directed. The script was awesome. Like, those are the days where you can get caught in your imagination. Neptune deals with film, imagination. Take off for a little while. See yourself in a whole nother light so you can come back to real life with a new, improved sense of self. Oh my God, it's really, really, really good. Handmaid's Tale, I guess I look. Wait, hold on. Is it good? I guess I better look up Handmaid's Tale. Oh, Handmaid's Tale is a joint, but I will give a little. I hope I don't spoil this for anybody, but the third season wasn't as good as 1 and 2 and 4. This is the last season for Handmaid's Tale. Is good too. The third one was kind of weird. It was kind of bridge, kind of like just setting up the story. But overall, though, Kim, yo, Handmaid's Tale is ridiculous. Mystic, go in the room with that, boo boo. Go in the room, mama, because you're gonna make noise. Okay? Can't make noise. Yes, but again, I digress. That's a day to do that thing. Okay. And Forever is good too. You was talking about Forever, Kimberly? Forever is good too. Forever is so good, right, Royal? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, anyway, let me keep it going. Friday, the moon will stay in Aries. Now. I was saying this a little too prematurely, but when I move, you move, just like that. Yeah, that's a Friday kind of day. Why? The moon is going to be in Aries, and Mars is going to be in Leo. It's about movement. It's about movement on Friday for sure. Fire signs move, they burn, they have to. The science, the metaphysical understanding behind all fire signs is that I have to destroy it. I have to burn it. I have to move it in order for us to get to the next iteration, the next incarnation. Otherwise, water will be too emotional in it. Earth wants to sit in it, and air is all flighty and flying around it. It never gets to it. Fire says, burn that thing. Let's get through the thing. So it's done and over with. And Friday is that kind of day. With the moon being in Aries and Mars being in Leo, it's like feel the emotion and then move. Mars is movement, motivation, sex. That's a good day to have a nice little wild sex day for all those that are hooked up. Send somebody my way, all right? But Mars is sex. It's a good, fiery, sexual, sensual, determined type of day. When I move, you move. Just like that. Just move the fuck up out the way because we about to do that thing. Not Disco Inferno. Rob. Disco Inferno. And at the same time on Friday, that moon in Aries is conjuncting Venus in Aries. So it's a whole lot of compassion. Conjunction is when they in the same sign. The moon will be in Aries, and what I say, Venus will be in Aries. So it's in the same vibration. How we feel and express through the moon is on the same alignment with our passion, with beauty, with our money. That's all Venus. So it's one and the same. It's a lot of determination and a lot of fire movements on Friday. That's the day. I would suggest, and this is just Sonja talking, your neighborhood astrologer. I would suggest that be the day, if you're not a person that works out, to go on a walk, to do something really physical. Burn it. Burn it. And if you are a person that works out, that's a good day to get a really good workout in, whatever it is that you do. But you got to burn it on that day. Why? Because if you let fire sit too long, you know it's rude. It'll just burn you because you're in the way. So you got to burn it in a concentrated way. Does that make sense? In an intentional type of way. Friday is a good day to do that. Ask questions about anything that I say. Please, if you have or need clarity on anything, okay? I'd appreciate that. Saturday, as we move on, let's talk about that moon being in Taurus at 1:38 p.m. But also, the moon in Taurus is dope. Let me say a quick little information on that. It comes down, the energy comes down, the expression comes down because we go from fiery Aries to calm Taurus again. So the moon in Taurus brings us back to some even kill kind of feel on Saturday. We wake up feeling like, okay, let me put things in its place. I hope y'all understand the way I talk and how I teach. Hello, a cold peace. What's going on, brother? How you feeling? How you doing? How you living? How you loving? Right? So that's Saturday. We wake up feeling like, okay, I could do this thing. The moon's about to go into Taurus. I want to be easy. But also, y'all ready for this? Saturn is going into Aries. Yeah. Until April 12th, 2028. I am calling this the personal revolution. Saturn going into Aries is a big deal, a huge deal. Why? Because, like I said before, many times before, we have to start from what Saturn is really all about. Hi, Nettie. Saturn is about fear, hard work. Saturn is about determination. Saturn I always equated with the grandpa. It's like the grandpa that's cracking the whip. It's like that grandpa in that analogy of teaching how to be disciplined and work hard. That grandpa that teaches you or asks you to move 100 cinder blocks from one side of the lawn to the other side of the lawn just cuz. But there's a reason why grandpa did that. Grandpa's teaching you how to work. Grandpa's teaching you how to be disciplined. Grandpa's teaching you how to get to an end of a goal. You get what I'm saying? That's all Saturn. So imagine Saturn and not willy-nilly, and powerful, independent energy of Aries. Aries and Saturn is making us see ourselves in a way that's going to throw a lot of us off. It's going to make us look at, if you're not used to looking at yourself in the mirror, I'm just going to say that. If you're not used to looking at yourself in the mirror and really identifying, and this is going to be hard for Capricorn people, I'll be honest with you, Capricorn and Cancers. If you're not used to looking at yourself in the mirror and charging yourself with things that you need to grow through, then you're going to have a hard time with Saturn and Aries. Saturn says, look at yourself, see who you are, be self-centered about that thing. So much so that you have to rip yourself apart and recognize your own fears, because you can't run away from them any longer. We have to deal with it. And sometimes in a really, really loud, again, revolutionary type of way, you come out a different person on the other side of this. So look forward, please, to April 12, 2028, when Saturn will go into calm as Taurus at that time. But right now, it's about to go into Aries, which is going to shake us all up. I look forward to that. How about you? Answer me, y'all. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that feeling of being faced with you again and again? And I'm sure you have in the past couple of days, years, even, especially since Pluto was in Capricorn 12 years ago, whatever. We have been rectifying some things within ourselves. But Saturn specifically, what you think about Saturn specifically calling out your fears, calling out your daddy issues, calling out the things, because Saturn is about daddy issues. And if you want to know what they are specifically, get a reading with me, please. Go to wordlifeastrology.com/readings, and I will help you out to see specifically what your daddy issues are. And I'm sure you already know, but I can confirm them for you. Our fathers and our mothers both teach us things, but our fathers somehow, through Western astrology, teaches us to fear certain things. And it always shows up in our Saturn. So when Saturn moves into a new vibration transitly, there's another way in which we get to see how our dad fucked us up. I'm sorry. I hope my father's not still on here, because I don't mean nothing by it. But what I'm saying is, it's some real spit, because our parents fuck us up and they help us too. But they also, and I say fuck us up by teaching us certain things to be afraid of, by teaching us what to look out for, by talking shit, by not doing right by us, so we can get this incarnation. You dig? I'm just saying. We choose them. Good, bad, and indifferent. We choose them. So Saturn is about choosing your dad. Why'd you choose your dad? And what's the fear that he, what's he showing you? What's he showing you? And how you going to see that quick? Because Aries is fast. Aries ain't going to let you sit in that shit. You got to get it. You got to get it. And if you were born around about 66, 67, I'm guessing right now, 65, 66, 67. And I'm only guessing this because I know that my own Saturn is in Taurus. So that means people who were born before me, I was born in 1970. So around 67, 68, 69, you probably have Saturn in Aries, which means you're going through your own Saturn return. And yes, we can go through two Saturn, I wouldn't say three, but definitely two Saturn returns in a lifetime, which is teaching us again to see our dad shit, but it's teaching us again to get through our own personal fears. Everybody, but especially those that have Saturn and Aries. Check your chart out, ALABE.com. On Saturday, let me keep it going because there's more to talk about. We wake up with the moon in Aries at that time. It will sextile Jupiter in Gemini. So wake up happy, expansive, ready to do some things. I like that feeling. I like that feeling in conjunction with that Saturn going into Aries, right? Because maybe that'll give us a propulsion in the beginning of Saturday to be like, yeah, I see these fears coming up, but I'm optimistic about it. Does that make that makes sense to everybody, especially the village, those that I teach astrology? I could see where we're going with the Saturn and Aries, and with that moon sextile and Jupiter. Yeah, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna be optimistic about this thing. I can make this thing work for me. I want to expand. Thank you, Spirit. I want to expand in this energy, as opposed to feeling like Saturn is whipping you and Saturn is making you do some weird ass shit, moving the bricks from one side of the yard to the other. You're like, why? Don't complain about it. see the science in it, see the discipline in it. You get what I'm saying? So that's what we'll wake up with. Also, on the sun is trine and not Jupiter. What the hell is that? Pluto going reverse. So there's a shine that we want to get our ego right. Thank you. Get our ego right about what it is that we are continuously examining in regards to us transforming, in regards to us being powerful, finding this new power within us. I like this feeling that Pluto is giving us as it's going retrograde right now until October 13th of this year. I like it because it's saying, look, motherfucker, if you want to be the best that you can be, you got to see where your power really, really lies. Squirrel, and this is a download. People like to pin their power up against the next, the comparison thing. You dig? Like, I can only be powerful if I'm like Sonja. I can only be powerful if I'm like Oprah. I can only be powerful if I make this kind of money. Maybe you powerful because you talk so nicely to the babies that the babies trust you. Maybe your power lies in you making the best cake. And when you make this cake, it calms everybody down in the family. All of a sudden, everybody's coming together and everybody's happy and everybody's calm because they ate your cake. You understand what I'm saying? In reviewing Pluto going retrograde right now and the sun trining up Pluto going retrograde on Saturday, it's allowing us to see our own shine, our own power by revisiting it because it's going in retro, by looking at it differently from a different perspective, you dig? Especially with the sun being in Gemini. It's like, let's look at a different perspective, how I can utilize my power differently. Ooh, I'm feeling hype about this goddamn weekly rundown. I hope y'all feeling it like I am, because yes, sir. Also, Saturday, Mercury is in conjunction with Uranus, huh? Make up your mind. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. That's all I'm gonna say. What up, D Stokes? Make up your mind. Happy belated birthday, honey pie face. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. With Mercury conjuncting Uranus. Mercury is planning and again, communication, talking, listening. Uranus is change, innovation, rebellion, switching up. You know what I mean? It may feel like an indecisive day on Saturday, but the quicker you make up your mind, the better off you'll be about any and everything that day or the days around Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You did? Because we feel that energy those 3 days. Please do yourself that favor. And then on Sunday, the moon stays in Taurus and that moon will square up Mars. So where it was favorable before on Friday, right? When it was time to get your work done and move just like that. On Sunday, it may be hard to move because here comes stubborn ass Taurus, the moon, on that particular day saying, I don't want to move like that no more. You move just like that, damn it. I don't want to move, you move. That's that feeling on Sunday. I mean, pipe down. We understand it. We get it. Count to 10. Sometimes that stubborn nature can come up over anybody and everybody. But honestly, being stubborn sometimes keeps you stuck. And I'm not just talking to Taurus people. I'm talking to all of us because we all have a bout of being stubborn and or rebellious and resistant to change, resistant to moving in the way that everybody else is moving. And not to say that you need to follow the leader. Rock, can I say peace? You don't have to follow the leader, but at the same time, you need to know when evolution is happening. You need to know when it's time to get up and go. You need to know that folks ain't doing what they used to do. People ain't smoking crack no more. Don't ask me why I always go to drugs, y'all. I'm from Yonkers. But people ain't smoking crack no more. And you want to smoke crack? Ain't nobody doing that. Crack is whack. I'm just saying. People are not doing the things that they used to do. Because why? We are evolving. So if you find yourself on Sunday stuck in a rut because you want to continue to do what it is that you was doing, think about it. Think about it. Is it on you, boo-boo? I'm just saying. What up, Judy Applegate? I'm just saying. Sunday is a hard day in that way. And if it doesn't come out like, oh, I don't want to move, possibly maybe you're projecting on people and you become angry. I'm just saying, check yourself. Just check yourself. Count to 10. We feel the anger. Y'all know this. We feel the anger before it even comes out our mouths. Sometimes it starts in our toes. Sometimes it starts in our back. And we feel a little wiggle in our pelvis. We're like, this motherfucker. Like it just becomes like a drum roll from the inside out. It's like, ugh. When that drum starts going, calm her down. Be like, wait, hold on. Do we need to go there? Calm him down and be like, hey. Let me just wait. Let me see what they come with. Or let me excuse myself. That is called emotional intelligence. We don't have to respond all the time. And then lastly, on Sunday, I'll leave y'all with this. Mercury is sextile in Saturn. Here comes your pappy. Here comes your pappy again. I'm that baby's pappy. Here comes your pappy. Remember Saturn, daddy issues, fear, lessons learned, discipline, boundaries, restrictions, limitations. Mercury is sextile in Saturn on Sunday. That's a beautiful thing. So we now can see what our disciplines need to be. They work in our favor. We're no longer hiding from it. So get to work, jerk. I wanted to rhyme with something, and that's the first thing that came up. Get to work, jerk. Get to work. Recognize it. Call yourself out. I love when people can be honest with themselves. And I love when people can be honest with themselves and other people allow them. This is just a download and a weird ass idiosyncrasy or pet peeve that I have. I don't like when people when people are being vulnerable. And watch this, y'all. Please be observant. When you find somebody that's being vulnerable around you, allow them. And please don't get weird and use it against them 5 days later, because that's what allows people not to trust you. You may think that you're just cracking a joke. You may think that you're just poking people on the side. You may think that it's just something light. We're just talking about it. Oh, you're so sensitive. I'm just bringing up what you used to do. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Because we have several vulnerable moments throughout this week. We do. If y'all haven't picked that up, we have several vulnerable moments of fears being coming out, of us being able to communicate honestly. You see what I'm saying? And when people get in those moments and they do that, and then somebody that loves them or cares for them wants to call them out on that thing, you make people retract back in their shell. You make people not want to trust you any longer. Emotional intelligence. If you don't remember, I told y'all I was on this tip from the top of this year, because we have to teach each other how to be emotionally intelligent and compassionate with each other. It's not enough to just do whatever the fuck you want to do, because we live on the planet together. We have to be able to be compassionate with other people. So if people are being vulnerable, please don't use that as a way to get back at them later on. Well, I know you told me about how dad used to do this thing. And I mean, I know you said that before, and he's doing that again, or using it as a weapon. That's the word, weaponizing it. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that, y'all. Okay? All right. Any questions? I think I'm done. That was quick. That was an hour and 2 minutes. Any questions that you have? I'm so glad that you are joining me. Please, and very please come see us at the Del Monte Speakeasy on June 1st and July 6th and or August 10th. I'd appreciate that thing. I'm gonna be with my band. We're gonna have a really, really good time. I'm getting ready. We're about to rehearse next week. I'm excited. Hella excited, and I hope that you can be there. It's affordable, so just bring your ass down there on a Sunday and let's have a good time. I will live stream at least one of them, especially for my girl D Stokes. I'm doing it really for D Stokes, and everybody else is just gonna benefit from it, because I know D is gonna be there and D wants to see. So I got you, D. I got you. Come on through, okay? I'd appreciate that. I'm kind of stalling to see if anybody has any questions. Hit that like button on the way out here on YouTube. Share this information. Again, if it resonates with you, you never know. It may resonate with somebody else. Come on through, yeah. Come on through. You know people in California. Just make it a trip, girl. Make it a good ass time so I can have a drink with you and sit back and kick it up with you. I'd love that. Then we come back to my house, sit in the jacuzzi, hang out, talk some shit. What's up, yeah? Come on through, y'all. I appreciate that. Trying to see blessings all. I'm excited to catch some live today. I'm so glad that you're here, Nee. So glad that you're here. So glad. Yeah, live stream. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Again, waiting for any questions that you may have, but here I am. I'm gonna press this. I'm gonna pick a card real quick. If you can think of anything that I went through that you like some clarity on, welcome. I welcome. I welcome. I welcome. I welcome it. I welcome it. I welcome it. Thank you, great Mother, Father God, for all that you do for us. Thank you for this moment and this time. I invite all my angels and all my guides. Please allow us to see exactly the day that you want us to see on this beautiful day that you've given us. Thank God. The message you have for us this week and keep us in the light of you and only you. Great Spirit, bless this moment and bless this day. Show us what Thank you, God. Thank you. Oh, that's interesting. You are kidding me. I'm not reading all these cards. Oh my goodness. How about 4 came out? No, Spirit, we're not doing this. Oh. 5. Are you kidding me? Okay. You know what's so funny is as I was praying, I was like, bring them out. 1, 2, 3. It don't matter. I should be a little bit more specific because 5 came out. So now I don't know what to do. How about this? They said this one. They said this one. I got 2 for us, y'all. I got 2. 3. God dang on it. They said 3. All right. Here we go. I don't know what they are, but here we go. We'll get something out of it. Please give me a little bit of your patience as I read the 3 cards. Abundance, huh, Yaya? They're like, give it all to them. So we got 3 messages for us all. One of them will hit you. All right, here we go. Numero 1. Integration again. Wow, we had that last week. Let me read through that real quick. Integration came out again. I love the word integration, y'all. Y'all know I do. Because I am big on the good, the bad, and an indifferent. It all has a purpose. This society wants to teach us to only stay with the good, be in that weird ass spiritual space of doing the good, of going to church, of being on the deacon side, like all the hot, man, fuck all that. You are who you are. Just don't hurt nobody and try not to hurt yourself. And integrate all the good things so you can be the best that you can be. The image of integration is the unio mystica, the fusion of the opposites. This is a time of communication between the previously experienced dualities of life. Rather than the night opposing day or the dark suppressing light, they work together to create a unified whole, turning endlessly one into the other, each containing in the deepest core the seed of the opposite. The eagle and the swan are both beings of flight and majesty. The eagle is the embodiment of power and aloneness. The swan is the embodiment of space and purity, gently floating and diving upon and within the element of the emotions, entirely content and complete within her perfection and beauty. We are the union of the eagle and the swan, y'all. The male and the female, fire and water, life and death. The card of integration is the symbol of self creation. It's time for a new life and a mystical union, otherwise known as alchemy. Thank you. And I think because we're still working on that. This came out again because we're still working on that. Can anybody amen that for me? In the amen corner, we still learning how to integrate and how to take the good, the bad, and the different and make it the best that we can make it in a new life. In a new life. So what? A person smokes a lot of weed and sniffs a lot of coke back in the 80s. They different right now in 2025. So what? Somebody married or went to bed with a married man. They different right now and they better for it right now. So what? They gambled in 1992. They different and they better for it right now. So what? They were hooked on drugs. They different and they better for it now. That's the power of integration to create that new life, you dig? Of all the things that you were. Good, bad, and indifferent. All right, moving on. Second card, because out of the 5, I chose the 3, y'all. I'm trying to be disciplined, but I'm like, God, I'm hungry. I want to go eat. So here we go. The second one. Ooh, I knew something like this was going to come out. I felt this. Guilt. Who's out there scratching their heads about some guilt situations that's happening? Please be honest with yourself. You don't have to be honest with us publicly if you don't want to, but who is dealing with guilt? Let me read this because this is a really good. I felt this. I felt this is a gray card. You see that number 8 is wrapped around a gray color. That has to do with the mind. I can feel somebody in here in their head about some things, right? Guilt and shame and belittling yourself or other people. And I said, there's going to be a mind card to come out in one of these 3. I just felt it. Anyway, let me read it for that person. Again, be honest with you. Guilt is one of the most destructive emotions in which we can get caught. If we have wronged another or gone against our own truth, then of course we feel bad. But to let ourselves be overwhelmed with guilt is to invite a migraine. We end up surrounded by nagging clouds of self-doubt and feelings of worthlessness to the point where we cannot see any of the beauty and the joy that life is trying to offer us. We all long to be better people, y'all. More loving, more aware, more true to ourselves. But when we punish ourselves for our failures by feeling guilty, we get locked in a cycle of despair and hopelessness that robs us of all clarity about ourselves and the situations we encounter. Hey, you. You are absolutely okay the way that you are. And it is absolutely natural to go astray from time to time. Don't beat yourself up. Just learn from it, move on, and use the lesson not to make the same mistake again. Okay? Okay? Whoever it is that we are talking to. All right? The second card. The third one. Intensity. And you know why? Because the sun is going into Gemini, and because that moon in Aries is hitting that thing, because that moon in Aries is hooking up with Mars and Leo. Intensity. You move, I move just like that. Move in that intense kind of feeling of you being the best you that you can be. Let's go, God. End it. End it. Bam, bang. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bing, bada, bang. But no, I'm just joking. I was about to keep it going. Intensity. Let us roll. The figure in this card has taken on the shape of an arrow, moving with the single pointed focus of one who knows precisely where he or she is going. He or she is moving so fast that it has become almost pure energy. But this intensity should not be mistaken for manic energy, y'all. Okay? Don't get it twisted. That makes people drive their cars from top speed to get from point A to point B. That kind of intensity belongs to the horizontal world of space and time. The intensity represented by this card, the Knight of Fire, belongs to the vertical world of the present moment, a recognition that now is the only moment there is and that here is the only space. When you act with the intensity of the Knight of Fire, it is likely to create ripples in the waters around you. Some will feel uplifted and refreshed by your presence, and others may feel threatened or annoyed. They can kick rocks. But the opinions of others matter little. Like I said, they can kick rocks. Nothing can hold you back right now. Ashe, amen, ashe. Get with the people that can deal with your fire, deal with your light, deal with your movement. Drop that guilt because it's not yours to keep. Go on to the top part where all the flowers reside, you dig? Get happy again and understand that it's all about integration, baby bubba. It's all about integrating all the things. There's no blame or no guilt or nothing to put on nobody. You know why? Because we all moving forward. It's evolution. Find one's mind within the stiffness of that ass. Reduce the tension. Increase the magic. Listen to life and what it has to offer, or simply mention. That's all I'm gonna give y'all. You know what I mean? So wonderful seeing you. So wonderful being here. So wonderful loving up on you and sharing information the way that we do. Listen, if it helped you in some kind of way, if you got some kind of, oh, snap, that makes sense, share this video. I'd appreciate that. Or like it here on YouTube. You know, come back on Monday because I'm here every Monday until I'm not. You dig? And enjoy your life. Enjoy your day, and I hope to see you on June 1st, July 6th, and August 10th. Be good to yourself, all right? Much love. Adios, adios, adios. Bye.